Hey, welcome back to Threads Unraveled.
I'm losing it. Again. So.
Yeah?
What are you reading to us today?
Are you in for a treat?
I really thought you were just gonna hand. Oh.
Got some Am I the Asshole Reddit stories right here on my phone. This phone, my phone.
I really
For
thought you were
you
just
guys.
gonna hand me your phone and make me read it.
No, I'm not that bad.
I am.
At reading, yes. Oh, can't go out of frame. Had a lot of no one commenting that.
Of course no one commented that. We got 11 views.
That's 11 more than we had before we started. Asshole the stories.
Am asshole stories.
Something like that.
Am asshole.
I'm also losing it, viewers.
Honestly. Hi, hello, we're back. It's the next day. Okay, what's the name of what's the name of the next story?
Alright, for this one we got, am I the asshole for revealing my boyfriend's real age to his college friends? Yeah, keep in mind college, so like, they're all of age.
I feel like it depends on the situation, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to feel about that title.
Well, I picked it for that reason.
Makes sense.
Alright, I, 40F, and my boyfriend, turning 42 as well very soon, their words. We've been a couple for almost a decade now, living together since right before COVID. When the pandemic hit, he lost his job, and I kept us afloat with my own salary while he tried to get by. Until he decided to go back to college, because he never got any degree after high school. We discussed it. I was okay with him not working in order to support his studies. At first, he really struggled with focusing and concentrating, and almost gave up, but I noticed his improvements, encouraged him. Now he's doing really well, back on track, and got excellent grades. Later this year, he will get his degree, and has already had some good ideas with what to do after. What has really been bugging me lately is the fact that for the past year, he's been going out with some friends he made at college. Literally dudes in their early 20s, young adults, while he's twice their age. Now, he can really pass for, like, the way younger person, you know, like late 20s. Skip the line. You know, that's sub 13 or 30. And I guess that's what took him for his... I guess they took him for his late 20s or something. What initially started with, I'm going out to study with them, ended up him crashing at somebody's place drunk because they partied too hard. I know he's not cheating on me. I follow them on Instagram and I see what they do. Just guys being dudes, I guess. The problem is I need him functioning, because we have stuff to do around the house, and I rely on him since I am at the office all day. We don't have kids, but, you know, commitments and errands like adults. When I confronted him about his behavior, he defended himself, saying that he never got the experience of the college life, and he just wanted to have some fun. I was okay with it initially, but as the degree is approaching, they really are taking it too far. Now he is even talking to them about going on vacation with them for the summer. I was like, excuse me, vacation with teenagers now. Maybe you should bring me for supporting you during this mess. He said he would, but wanted one of his last shots at the college life he never had before parting ways forever with them. Eventually I had enough, and I sent a message to one of the dudes saying if they can please leave him alone for a while, because apparently I have to step and be the only adult. Besides, he clearly cannot keep up with them, and I am afraid this will affect his grades. I cannot go out as much as they do. He has responsibilities being almost 40 and stuff. Will they distance from him earlier since he was... Skip another line. Will they distance from him ever since? He was enraged when he found out, and I said I would have preferred if he did it himself, but apparently he was so enthralled by the college life that for a moment he really thought he was self-convinced to be 20 again. He stopped speaking to me, and he said he wants to focus on his final exams. Am I the asshole?
I think in a way they're both assholes. I don't like the energy she's approaching it with.
Right.
There's definitely a better way to do so.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, at the end of the day, we don't know what their relationship is actually like.
Mm-hmm.
But it's understandable to want to just go out and have
Just some fun with your friends.
Yeah. But also, lying... It doesn't sound like from the story he was lying about his age necessarily, more like omitting his age.
Mm-hmm. He never told them. And a lot of people brought that up in the comments, is he never lied to them, and that she overstepped.
Yeah.
Which I do see. But at the same time, imagine having a job and working all day, cleaning up, cooking, while he's out getting drunk. I can see how she might get mad over time.
She also supported him throughout college and through the pandemic because he because he lost his job in the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
By no means do I think he's bad for, like, going out and having fun, but it can't be, like, a constant, every night thing, especially when your significant other's the only one working, unless they're, like, completely chill with that.
Mm-hmm.
Which, obviously, she's not. I mentioned not liking her tone, but it's very clear that she's just angry,
Mm-hmm.
which is understandable.
After that long, it's very understandable.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to go a different way, honestly. I thought he was going to be lying to girls about his age and his relationship status.
Mm-hmm.
I really assumed the worst.
Yeah, but, you know, in most cases, I would say she isn't really an asshole here. I would have said she could have done something differently, but, you know.
I'd say she was, like, on the verge of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not necessarily the asshole, but there are definitely better ways to handle it.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Is she the asshole, or is her husband the asshole? Or is no one an asshole, and they just need to get over themselves?
Reddit voted asshole. I don't fully agree with it, but I can see where they're coming from.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense, but there's just something so icky about lying about your age.
Not lying.
Admitting.
Not telling. The bigger word there, I guess.
Admitting. Big brain. I don't know, that seems icky.
Yeah, but that's nothing compared to the next story. Cut. You know we forgot a microphone here.
Oh, shit! I knew I was forgetting something. I'm glad someone remembered, because I wouldn't have. Okay.
We got the mics now.
I'm not forgetful.
I have to apologize for that first part.
Honestly,
Second?
It probably sounded the same.
Maybe. Won't know until after. But for this story, am I the asshole for choosing my girlfriend over my ex-wife and son? First thoughts?
Ow.
Yep.
Ow.
I solely picked this one off the title.
That's true. That's what I was doing with horror stories. It's like, ooh, this one sounds good.
Mm.
See, there are so many, like, different ways it could go. But just based on the title, I'm gonna say asshole. We'll see if that changes throughout it.
Alright. Reddit didn't vote this one. I, 55 male, and my girlfriend of 3 years is 40. My ex-wife and I are divorced 4.5 years ago, and she hasn't quite gotten over it. She divorced me for her coworker. She was abusive and we fought all the time. Anyway, when the relationship failed, she started being nice to me. I have a 15-year-old son named Sean. We have a great relationship. His mother and I are in good standing. To co-parent better. His mother and I are starting to co-parent better. Here's the issue. His mother can't stand the fact that I am in a relationship and she is no longer seeing her coworker. She can't seem to keep a boyfriend right now. She's quite difficult to be with. She hates my girlfriend, and therefore Sean and my girlfriend do not have a relationship, as Sean does whatever mother says. I've tried talking with Sean. He is somewhat like his mother. His girlfriend will not force a relationship either. She says if someone doesn't want to be a part of her life, she doesn't need them to be. I have to agree with my son, and my ex-wife has been unfair to her. Now, this past week, I've been out of town for work. I already have informed my ex and my son that I wouldn't be around. Water break.
So, I already don't think he's the asshole. His ex-wife was abusive. They've been broken up and divorced for, 4.5 years? Is that what he said?
Mm-hmm.
She left him for her coworker. She left him, and she's not over him, and mad that he's in a...
She's jealous that his is working out.
That's... Oh. That's so petty.
It is.
Jesus.
Alright. My girlfriend decided to take some time out of this week to do things she's wanted to do around the house. Some repairs and decorating. My ex called me to tell me that she met someone and wanted to know if Sean could stay at my house while she spent the weekend with this guy. I told her that Sean is perfectly capable of staying home at her house by himself. She said that she doesn't want him to be home alone and that he is scared in case something happens. Says he, so I'm not for sure on that. She alone, and that she insisted that she will drop him off at my house. I told her that my girlfriend is not going to watch him. She is not obligated to. She's not obligated to watch someone who has treated her like shit for the entire time we've been together, and that Sean can stay home at his house. My girlfriend has tried in the past to have a relationship with both of them, and they have refused, so that ship has sailed, unless my girlfriend really wants to. Which, at this point, I'd rather say no, because we all know that they are just coming to use her. And I'm not allowing that. My ex-wife says that I'm choosing my girlfriend over our son, which I don't feel that I am. I feel that I am choosing to teach my son that listening to his mother and acting like her will cause him to face consequences down the road. I even talked to my girlfriend, and she says that she doesn't feel comfortable being at home with a 15-year-old that practically hated her. And it just be the two of them knowing how he and his mother can be. She said that if things were different, they had a great relationship, she wouldn't mind, but not this way. I support her, and I don't want her to feel uncomfortable either. My son comes over every other weekend, and this isn't even our weekend either. So you all tell me, am I the asshole?
No. First off, I understand from the son's point of view being resentful of his dad's new girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
he is young, he's a kid, it makes sense.
Yep.
But he is 15, and I would jump at the opportunity to have the house to myself.
Mm-hmm.
I still do. The fact that his ex-wife is trying to force this on them when no one actually wants it besides her.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's clear that the son doesn't like his dad's girlfriend.
Right.
Whether that's due to stuff that the mom has said to him or the resentment aspect.
Which I can relate to. Family talking drama about someone that's not around. Trying to influence your thinking.
Yeah.
It's very easy.
Especially at, like, a young age.
Mm-hmm.
I think the mom needs therapy. I think the ex-wife is the asshole in this situation. The girlfriend seems completely respectful about it. She's not trying to force a relationship with the son or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. And the only reason this started was because the ex-wife got a new boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Wants to take time for herself and him. Not for the son.
And, like, back to the... Am I choosing my girlfriend over my ex-wife and son? Your ex-wife sucks, first of all.
Mm-hmm. She manipulated that idea in your head.
Mm-hmm. I don't think you really chose anyone over anybody. Your ex-wife left you for her coworker. That's a messy ass story.
Yep.
Ugh. Yeah, no, he's not the asshole.
No. But compared to this next story...
I'm worried about the next story.
A couple more mess ups in that one, but...
You did well. You didn't skip a line. Or at least you didn't say you skipped a line.
No, I didn't skip a line because, like, I was keeping my thumbnail right as it's going down. Just trying to help that.
I think what helped me in reading the horror stories was once I actually started following it with my finger. Which feels like such a childish thing to do, but for one, I'm dyslexic. And two, it made it easier. Okay.
Cancer.
I can say it now, it's just gonna be cancer! And it's just gonna be a clip. It's gonna be clipped. English is hard.
Okay, so this one's a would I be the asshole? Maybe a little off script, but I thought it was insane. Okay, so I haven't actually found her age, but I assume she's female around her 40s. Just off a quick scan. Would I be the asshole if I told my mother-in-law, 70F, that she has cancer, 3rd stage?
Are you a doctor?
Keep in mind, she's on the older side, so maybe not everything's going to her.
Yeah. I don't think you would be the asshole, but it depends on the context. Like, if you're just like, you have cancer, and just trying to be an asshole about it, then, yeah, of course you're the asshole. But if you're like, I'm so sorry, you have cancer, then no.
Guess the story will tell. My mother-in-law had some health issues and refused to continue more scans and tests after suspected symptoms of a mass a year ago. Fast forward a week ago, she had some more symptoms and decided to have them checked out. For context, maybe reading a little too quick. For context, my husband, 30M, is a doctor, so he got the test results and found out that her tumor had metastasized. metastasized.
Yeah, that's the only thing I could think it would be. Which I'm guessing means gotten bigger.
Or moved on to the next stage.
Oh, okay.
That her tumor metastasized. She doesn't know, or his brother, or his father. She doesn't know. Okay. She doesn't know, neither does her brother or his father. I found out, so I was talking to him about the options, only to find out that he had decided that we will not inform anyone until he and his mom, come back from a religious trip in 2 months. I was completely shocked and told him that that was not his decision to make. There are other people involved and should make the decision with him. He replied that it's none of my business and I shouldn't meddle in his family's affairs. I feel that even if she decides that she won't make any decisions about her health condition until she comes back from her trip.
They're married, right?
Yeah, mother-in-law.
That's part of her family too now.
Technically, but at the same time, you know.
I mean, it doesn't sound like OP's coming from a place of, like, hatred. Mm-hmm. It sounds like she's genuinely concerned.
Yeah, she wants her to know.
I don't know how I'm feeling about this husband right now.
Trip, she should know, her husband should know, and her other sons. So I am meddling. Am I the asshole for even considering to tell them?
So, I get why she would want to tell them.
Mm-hmm. But I also get why he wouldn't want her to know until later.
Yeah.
Considering she already doesn't care.
Mm-hmm. I mean, she definitely has a right to know. It is her health. But it's also her decision on who to tell. I do think it would be right for the husband of the mother-in-law and the brother-in-laws to know. But it's not OP's decision. I get that it's coming from, like, a place of concern.
Mm-hmm.
This is a sticky situation.
It really is.
I don't really like the attitude that OP's husband had towards her. But it's also understandable because his mom has cancer.
Mm-hmm. And there is a small edit.
Okay.
Thank you all for all of your points of views for the situation. It's helped me a lot. I already talked with my husband and told him that it's his decision, but at least try and talk to his mom more about her feelings and gather enough information so he will not feel any regrets or guilt. At some point in the trip, the trip is pilgrimage, so they will not be able to change any dates for any treatment. They will not have to wait till it's over. It's important to her. The trip. We do not reside in the United States, so there is no violation or trouble with the law.
Okay. I still don't really think it's the husband's choice on who knows.
Mm-hmm.
I still think it's his mom's choice.
Which, I would still talk about it with the other sons to decide if it's something she would need to know then, or wait till after her religious trip, which she's obviously looking forward to.
Yeah. From the context of the story, the mother-in-law doesn't care. I mean, she probably cares, she just doesn't want treatment.
Mm-hmm.
Based on what happened the last time. So I don't see sense in ruining the trip for it. Because that would be a good and, like, a healthy memory. Something fun. and nice, or at least she's looking forward to it. That's clear.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a rough one. I would say in no way is anyone the asshole here.
Mm-mm.
Husband, in the edit, basically listened to his wife and there. He's gonna consider talking about it with other people.
I like that the OP really took the comments into consideration and was like, okay, let me talk to my husband and show him support.
Mm-hmm.
That just proves without a shadow of a doubt she's not an asshole.
Right.
She's just worried, I guess. That's what it sounds like to me.
Mm-hmm.
God. Sorry. Oof.
I know. Reddit voted this one everyone sucks. I'm not sure if that came before the edit or not. Probably did.
Yeah, I could see how before the edit it would look like everyone sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I burped. Again.
But what do you think?
Oh, my arm stuck to the table. I think
Meat Canyon would want to know the end of Baraska beforehand and then just edit it out. I finished that, by the way.
yes. What do you think of it?
I hate the author so much.
But you can't tell me it was not amazing. Okay, I got him to watch Creepcast. If you haven't watched it, you need to check them out because they're part of the inspiration for this podcast. Baraska is such a great story, and their reactions.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because you feel it, especially with Wendigo and reading. It hurts. Man.
Oh yeah, it was so good. That writer top tier. That was an amazing story, and absolutely gut wrenching.
They should never hurt me like that again.
Yeah, no, y'all should check out Creepcast. Even though we're a small podcast.
Collab.
I would kill for a collab with them. But no, they're amazing. They're some of the inspiration along with many others. But no, they're so good. Okay.
Alright, I want to go into this one with clear indication. Reddit voted this asshole. Just hear the title and you'll know why.
Okay.
Am I the asshole for telling my boyfriend that my family actually cares about me? Yeah.
That made me feel icky.
Which, obviously, there's never going to be a situation that you can ever say that to someone. But the story persists for a couple weeks with a couple updates, which will come after first reaction. Right? I, 19 female, have a boyfriend, 21 male, who came from a family of addicts and cut off all ties with his mom. Dad was never in the picture. And basically only talks to his sisters. Anyways, he had a... use the thumb method. Anyways, he had wanted me to go out with them on a date, but I told him we would have to reschedule because my dad wanted to take me out on that day. He had gotten all defensive and said, why am I always putting them before him? He said there's been multiple times where me and him couldn't do something because I had to do other things with my family members. He also said it was getting annoying and he kind of regrets dating someone who was so close to their family, to which I replied, it's not my fault. I have a family that actually cares about me and didn't neglect me for drugs. He got all quiet after that and hung up. I tried calling him back multiple times and he's just not answering. I don't know if I should text and apologize or just leave it alone. And that's where it ends before the first edit.
Okay, I get prioritizing family, but if you're in a relationship, you also need to prioritize...
The ghost!
But if you're in a relationship, you also need to prioritize your partner. And from what it sounds like, he doesn't... he doesn't feel like he's being prioritized. I mean, they are both young, so, like, mistakes are gonna be made. And it wasn't great what she said. I do think he could have also communicated his feelings a bit better, but it's understandable. She just really said something she shouldn't have. That was just plain mean.
Yeah. Uncalled for, and it's obviously she instantly regretted it. You know, as anyone should.
And as for the advice she asked for, I would apologize and just give him space. I don't like the comment he made about regretting dating someone, but
that's something you kind of keep to yourself if you have to say it at all, and that came before her attack.
It's clear that both of them are frustrated and upset, but she took it too far. Yikes.
Alright. The edit. I sent him a long message apologizing for what I said, and he hasn't even answered it yet. I think he might be sleeping, but I hope he sees it in the morning. Update. I thought he would wait until the morning, but he randomly FaceTimed me saying that he was so sorry about what he said, as well as it was basically up to us to get back and the thumb method. It was basically us back and forth apologizing. Anyways, tomorrow we are going to meet up to do some deeper discussion, as I want to properly apologize to him in person about what I said and let him know what I'm truly thinking.
Okay, so it's clear that both of them care about each other. I do think it's worse what she said. Someone can't help the family situation they're born into, which goes both ways here. But they clearly need to work on their communication, which they are young, so I'm not really holding it against them, but we're 19 right now. I personally couldn't see me saying something like that. And I get angry pretty easily.
But that's a couple steps too far.
Yeah.
There's a second update. Okay, we met up at this restaurant and talked about it. I explained multiple times that I was sorry and that he should have never used this trauma as a jab towards him. He also apologized for telling me to stop seeing my family. I told him I'll cancel the plans with my dad and any other plans in the future if it means we can continue the relationship, as I didn't want to lose him. He got all happy about that, and now I'm over at his house and we're just chilling together. Thanks everybody for the advice. I got a lot of messages telling me how to apologize and what to say if I really wanted to continue going through this with him. I'm not fully healed over it, but the relationship might have to... It's not a fully healed relationship yet, but it is a good start.
Okay. I'm glad that they're both in good standings with each other still, and that they both took the time to apologize. Obviously what OP said was totally inappropriate, and her boyfriend points that out, that she shouldn't have used that as a jab against him. I honestly, what I would try to do is, like, if I were OP, I would try to bring him around the family more, to give him a good sense of family.
Let him go out with your dad and...
Yeah. make sure that he feels included, basically, and not just there. But yeah, no, she was the asshole for the statement, but she did go and apologize, which is good. Yeah.
Well, I really don't have many more thoughts on that. It's pretty straightforward. I think going to Reddit was a good idea. Maybe talk to some friends about it first before just...
Great.
Power went out, y'all.
I don't like this.
Well, we've got to finish the podcast.
As the lights come back on. Again, we are Threads Unraveled. I'm Serenity.
I'm Eric.
And we hope you enjoyed.